Bawa Jama and 1 year. Now we have been talking about yedi sika politicism ajivotes. Asemi eba niaka ni yato eba niaka ni yato N.P.P for asika eko baba yara sponsor dim ye namso sa ma party elusi ne NDC for the ebidimo e defend send asami yakano say akwati say wa win nti enye dan obeko parliament the next time e be share say this ankomo bi no na either we are going for elections or we at sam that ade ya gloss over on say NDC for you say betu anamon time there's nothing in our constitution that suggests to say as I say you're punishing the panel we don't have any law to punish the person blah 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 niaka ni ejai kwiti zam is this something that's happening in our democracy?
Legend emwa ekwan biaso na eye ne senka yenni anu year ana yentimi nya solution to it there nanke ehu se baby ya adwen besia no but we eho eyi wo ho de obeya asa ne ma we su betwa ewo ho na ya na mugu mu ho animu asesa che se ehya ase ya na bi mu fi se omu na benya sika etimi de influence eyi no delegates amna favor no but ebedu ba bi na ka no ye akese a no musa akekam political party management dodo no gidi a omu benya wo party dum no ana mo omu di omu adwen omu nyansa wo omu trim ede omu resources omu sika ne omu bibia ade boa party no it is a opekene from a former bar obi akura yi 2 cedis kura mawa obeti wani no na yiska bebre netimi bo party no bra na mom se ko ba se ade no ko se obi wo sika wo soro na odi free soro ba odi beba from ANC from da kakra bia na abenya de amankrofo kakra bi tie wa yi mu ne se Political Parties Act na yede ye adwuma no e wo se yede ye adwuma e wo se Electoral Commission of Ghana eboa Ghana fo nyina no mu hwe se emra ebata political parties ho no eye na adwuma emra ni bi ne se e wo se every political party bia nsa na be register wo Electoral Commission no na e wo se wa finish the Electoral Commission with a copy of wo constitution ade be adwuma na wo constitution ade be adwuma no so no e wo se emu niema no any democratic tendencies no ekọ democratic principles ade a eti ebekọ akosi ye constitution ne so ebekọ akosi emra hodo a ye wo oman no mu enu bi na wo hihye ede akoye wai na wo se utimi ehwe nso se omo di wachi no what me I inform me omu about why ideologies awo any way a kurawo no omu nya gidie wo mu a aboa ma omu nso atimi support also omu de boa party no omu de aba ana party bia so financials bia owie so obekọ elections aba so obeye da aba no obu ne nkonta e wo so de koma Electoral Commission na Electoral Commission je ehwem ana ene kwan se obi ofifiri ba bi onye Ghana ni bi enso timi be wura ye political party e be finance because etimi ehu unim interest a owa odeba etis omu bam se awia e bedu ba bi no na omu di 30 pace bi a odwe ho a wonte ase obo se aban te so na ne policies and programs ne niam bi o ho a wo ye no uhu se enti womu a nipa a ye to abama omu womu adwen pa na omu de ye ade omu ye e bi so na foreign influence because baby a onya sika free ana omunya sika free e de support wo mai no de twa ade no mu nyina ne se e de na ehu ana every political party bia nipa bia e wo Ghana entimi so register for 2 political parties watomra So we a card bearing member of party A, also a card bearing member of party B, yenyanisa. Anunti, Sakobase ne, Electoral Commission ne Ghana for nyina gya to mu say, yemfa emra, a boy who buying ewo party organization ho enye adwuma. Nese ebase sabri party bia say mempe sika tuatua ne ade na eboa wo party ne sese nipa dodo a wo party num no adwen kofa ako a wo win elections a wo mre margin of error no ebeye keto bi because say registered voters 18.7 million and ewo voter register no na so wo gidie say wo party a wo so wo mu be half and now be 47% floating for nanche kakra 47% wo de anya bia bi kura wo be 9 million your membership na so mo mu jiudi and now mo align wo mu with your ideology na say ultimate mobilize even 1 million of the 9 million na wo no no bia tua ni dues kakra and the dues no hurting so much because utua no bosumi bia na say nipa no 10 cedis no tua obetimi atua but sa 10 cedis no say otua bosumi 10 cedis na afe otua ebia 120 cedis na dey for 20 cedis no cry administrative charges ne otua 100 cedis ne ese ye kwa akoto aba emfie 9 wo akoto aba internal no obetu bia ebia ono election cost per capita no 100 cedis na afi no otua no oti 20 no to nchen 100 cedis no otua no ebi kura won spend mu 20 cedis na amana kwanya amana to aba ne bi dia aka no ebe ka party no ho na se party no ye stronger na so obi aka ho bia enkoye se mo na mo ye delegate enti mo na mo nkwa afiefie mu nkoye eko canvass for vote obi a office so ya card bearing member edu abato so otimi to bi no ebeye na said say ono so mobilize support for the party but ekobase say o we mu nkwa na ya delegate eti na mo na mo didi party no mo de a mo nkwa e assign ne ma bebre a student e bi enya low voter turnout ewo Ayawa so east but among other things the bet me aye possible pa ye e kwan a say ho the advance say NDC seat but o voter turnout here by here say N.P.P conduct wo mu ye eye adwuma ye a ka surprises kra bet me abem na baba jama nya say 10,000 it is what me mobilize on crofo na the atian say N.P.P say o mu ni mo mu crofo and okra wo mu N.P.P as a political party omuni mo mu nkrofo eye nkrofo a na to aba ma wo mu Debi
ana omuni mo nkrofo omuni mo nkrofo David simple question
registration
and money
of N.P.P.
The money members of parliament, money former ministers, money DCs, but say among by ordinary Ghanaians in the yard.
And now from first March party no, ya started register your members. Or be a baby out to a baby
as it stands now.
Polling station.
These are all feature projections.
Future present.
Says yeah, wouldn't
yeah, Gusua yeah register your members.
Nana Tosso Munim
Party.
No Ukraine say say unim say woko baby to say the 5 northern regions now. Obi wo hwa wato aba ama N.P.P from 1992. Onhye N.P.P ni panyini bia wo na bra bomu da. Once constituencies bi oha omo atimi to na bi N.P.P of 10% no ma ba 15 omo timi ba na fe do ma be we na election ho but who say bi kura we yes no ye minister na say kura wakọ ehoda etia na me sangrofo na ewo ho na onya t-shirt infro bi ahoda na oda ye party ni no aya na me buo mu chen omo ku t-shirt ho ewo kumase ne nkran omo ho bo se na vrongo we wo ha wo ye N.P.P ni se eba se N.P.P fo ni N.P.P fo pa saa wo ayawa so Easter and wo mutimi mobilize wo mu ya ka de green for de wini by election of Britain no ka bi betimi asi because Baba Jama 10,000 oh yeah say oh na enkramofo na bi omu ya chiri ya na
enya na
enye say a factor enye factor bi e bro so de tie ne say
enye ndisi grovon ko na eya chiri ya
enye they say enye chiri ya na yezo Iran for enye no mu to bomb me o majai so mu to say ho de share pa o say chesenka enso obi to ma o mu so to yi Israel for so to America say Christopher so gu ho o mu so to etidu ba bi a excuses bi o ha ye mema de ekọ so wo ayawa so east no pa say candidate party no beto no so aba eni say de ono so de ye musa dankwa o say o jai no kan na emem so o so benya 75 o say jai emba
onaleka
anu o say jai emba we need to be winning na 75 ampa ba bia no na expectation wono na enenam say o hwe say Baba Jama Hajia na o hwe omu tro omu support behind Hajia say na yes sympathy nti say ye dan so omu mpe Baba Jama nti o ene de course to the point say MPs kra wonu omu kwa kwatena parliament say what we need dey so ye nullify wade no ye nyu free so kra say ye ma megina e wo party ni edim na ekọ ya to the point say president ukra adwuma kra am ma amaje party ni say ye be ye hwehwemu afedi okọ committee na animo say me nya hwe na mo so obi nso nka de mo amukọ mo tete ho no mo so mo nka say bia say ene ye nyina ye betu afra ye say okay ene kọ o de ekọ na next time enti we nyina si na say apathy eba system no ma na de ko she Ramadan bia obi enye nokre ebi ewo factor bet entiase anya dwuma yie nso eka ho de okwa independent ye yi na free party mu so onya bia kakra police stations bi okro na weni am say hon de na ye electoral area o weni bia bet the parties nantiase ne say they can't take people for granted. Now they should open up N.P.P for so mu ya. Omunya ni fully. Me say, ena oyi obi be free MDC for ba be register. Obe register. Onto ya ni dues. O de NDC for nyina me register nka N.P.P ho. Obetu ya ni dues. Eduru se mu yi enipa. Enya mo amuni mo mpani for ne select be free mti so no oyi be free mo mu nipa ni mu a bone be no aye. O de NDC for metu eska. Emerge card out of 18 million registered voters no wonkwa obenyamu 15 million wo mutu eska eti party na ye meeting be na mo kwaya na eye secreta obi free ba bi ba ebe join mo ebi kura so obi free ba bi ba ebe ka mo ho no ko meeting na mo kire nsem mu ye kura wo be hu no defect aba mo because onya eye opportunity ente masem pa mo it is was said in who bedom no betu sika amamo me say party is N.P.P they don't have any secret omu need secret bia asemo beka ne no en 5 minutes kra na ababontinti mo o say adu me ka say N.P.P for ye meeting o say mo ye ni live on TV because am kwa ye ne dem a munwe no obi abeka say na course no e be defend enye say mo be wie na fe de mo ama be kire nsem no mu nyina distortions bebre live on TV na nke nyina ya hwebi ne hu say eye popular party a obi aye obi ade muyi mu nipa mpanifo enaya asenum ne atuo mu so aba wo de MNDC fo mewuram emetua sika bi enye den eye mo am mpanifo ni bi ne yi wo mu baako eye hwan Baba Jama ne mo koto aba ma no N.P.P munya hisa de no na yi system bi asenkrofo hijack system munya mass registration mo encourage mo nkrofo mo muntua o mu dues party ni nya sika base en hwe sika ni so ye and organize party structures ni ye na se nipa dodo ka ho no ma tuo mu sika tuo mu deals a onye na abeka chen so nko campaign graph for the party ono abeko na mom so ko fa ne say enipa kakra bi ayawa so isi se no mu se mu amakwaji TV no mo nko tuma ba mon makwaji mu TV aye nyina aye ho mon makwaji mo mo ne anwane entoma mon kwai makwaji moto mon kwato because for NDC to get only 10,000 although by elections they are say 10 out by elections are 10 out across Rupa and baby to say Ayawasu East say by election ba hwa 10 out any kwan say ba form sa unim de ntia omo muti wo no mu nkọ baby awo say bia wo hwe baby to say Asin North Asin ho na bebre register ho mu to abawie ya no mu konkran
yeah
ekwan no ho na mu fa aka na no mu ko be se okọ nima okwa hen omu ntu kwan nkokọ ba bia o je se bia wonim omu ayi ni se o tu kwan firi nima se okwa hen okoye den e wo hen eduoma na wo ho no it turn out shouldn't reduce so drastically apathy akoso enkrofo complaining about delegates enya omusika no mo anya binti omu nso nkoto no mu gira bonten ka
okay
and opposition no nso an conducting the huye em so no ma dwe omu se anya den a omu ntimi weni nti
Dabitio unse for the past be N.P.P elusu omo elections na so hwe ni din a omo wie no omo yesa omo ko omo chusu omo flag bearer na edikan ansa omo ye other portfolios no and the attention in na ba say Ken Baomia Aduchum engineer Comrade Japan and Akabako
saka
Ken Baomia Comrade boss now my Brian okay and this uncle for 1 year no na sanko no e ho na no and omuwie no so they say abesi amo executives amo purpose they say nkoma wo N.P.P no sanko na
N.P.P asem and this asem number
oh the be chow me
can fan kofa ya N.P.P ya baby na number jo wi
t
na nevi
the
legend me pacho
state of the N.P.P asem na yeken state
oh say no
see ne mo mu ani enti no say ba obai because say party na small and yen and the frail
o say party na small
okay asem no men ye o say
party na small me the legend say me you are
party is small
the state of the nation
na the N.P.P any nation no musumo nation no ana Mumu de na hu kura
koko for no to say
article 67 we dey be free ho bed me nyal rufim half be free half ho bed
oh yes so bia ni age
ayo Musa Danko se ani je na ba
sama ada o twere me ka kire ne ze opa onko fa sankore street main street no and I want tin si go so hwidiem on tin si no be kokwapon se hwidwuna se akontomra no ko kasa se mo so be free obetimi afiri abontimu akofia woni
also every cocoa farmer is very happy
and I say onko tin si sa street no
na onka sasem
no onka kasa asem no hwe se obese de ni ma be
but talk to cocoa farmers
bay akra cocoa farmer to
David sa 7 yen kan no ye no
o se wo ye na across the country na across the country o pe baby a o ye survey o ye research now per respondents are omu na feel the impact and crying obi dey go ngran
okay
na ko survey wanga na begina patasia na se we survey o kokko akwa formula ti se bi ye papa no kokrafo no mabedo do kokko o sewe no na be general survey a de ono ti patasia no se bi ono akwa ni kokko no nya ni sika
enti kokko ko akwa fa obani ye
me say he o ka me ensema ye koso Ghana ha na eduru me bia ya na manyosem no ahumeti o me say ahafu sehwi abo
Oh.
Of come o here bubro e koso ho no. Anu adi o. Hwe oh yeah my be metiesim. Ni wi ana my state of the nation. Oh, of come me free obeni. Over half ni na enclave. Nipa e wo ho no almost 90-80% koko ne yedo. Koko ne yedidi so. E dis how don saka koko na. Na don saka afofo. O don saka santefo. O don saka sewifo. Na me ankasa se obi kan asem bi kire me na me nim se me mpese magye adi. Se the NDC ye na se omu pese omu sheda no mu collapse baby a omu nim se N.P.P fo bebiri won dia me ntiase. Omu pese omu di hia buburo. Be wo ya me ya agye adi. Be wo kwa me. Se so ba ye ho a kwiani no omu ka so mati koko yisu nyina ya chi no. Wo kwa me. Yen twi omu ka wo. I'm telling you of Kwame.
The finance minister said or release it.
Releases Kabay. Odo be called 11 billion Ghana cedis. Odi LBC is called 11 billion. No for Kwame utia 1.1 billion. Why they? Odo be called 11 billion. Now ukotia what releases ka 1.1 billion. Of Kwame why they?
Yeah, the contractors have 45 billion. Emo say 4 billion. No,
you've not done anything because LBCs no most of them akwajeje bosian from the banks. It is kind of grab your man na bank no what? Say omu ko carry koko dada no. Hu sika yemfa mai. Me abaye bi o ya poma. O carry koko. Young girl on the store. No, yeah. Koko a deliver money di over 120 bags. Okoya ya man 3 bags sika. Also on koya dey.
That's a receipt near betray there na say be.
On your day sika no nya dey no dia ma. O che ne sei. O ko me dey koso no. Ya na binumu ya na manyosem no. Ahu metie o. Se obi ho ade obedie credit.
Oh, yes, the old one is.
Of a mere many. Okay, say, oh, half of one. Coco near do. Onya Jumabia. Wako carry ni coco, Busumi nai Busuminum. Yen pianica. Obey day or confessica wa him. Okami or confessica wa him. Young crabby school. A big brumosia. And they say Busiano crackratch in a queer bangi a cratch fool. So what the crash da? Cocoa crafo, omo bank, any a cratch for, cocoa cratch for. Says a cratch for no munibi. And the Crianino no cocoa no quan wardo, edit this one. Of come obey daddy.
I must say a general problem because the same thing is happening in Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire, number 2, yeah, Ghana for, cocoa crafo, Yatobama, a Cote d'Ivoire. And our market. Wakami ya tuabama we market ana.
You're not being real.
Real nene yayin. Edi antini ya tuaba. Wakami imano. Edi antini ya tuaba.
It's a general problem.
Me say di antini ya tuaba.
Say sister me kama. Ebenye obi a obehwe oman so asisi sikasemi ama oman atumpo. You know.
Me pacho. Democracy is starting no. Yes say ye nipa nnan ye wa hai. Esi enyi obi obedi anim.
Yeah.
The obedi anim no obedwe ye ho o wa abadaye. No aboa me ya sitire mo aheha ye. O ka benya nti ye to aba. Nti ze aba na ye to ma ye wura John Dawani mama no. Ye so omra na kokko akuafo ye ho nkire ya na se ye to aba ma ne se
ye to aba ma no be se test se. Adwama nso kokko no so.
Sasa mo ko me se ye to aba ma adwama nso na de o kan. Awaka me ye wa market ye to aba ma wo.
Oh, but this is a reality.
Reality na akufo adoba ya ye te obuo no so odwama so bo no. O te so. Next kind system ni mu.
Cote d'Ivoire for so is obo.
Eja Cote d'Ivoire fa kwa me ni Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire ni cocoa board.
Okay.
You know Cote d'Ivoire more than I do. Cote d'Ivoire mo ni cocoa board. Cote d'Ivoire business no talk cocoa ni straight. No me de ko. Ye de akofo cocoa board. Yes ye to ye de ama aban. Business na kopo omu bosia kra no omu to wi age so omu de ma aban na aban atom na cocoa board ne ate ye de eden no for kwami cocoa board wo ho na ye sa eduru mra bi na se adwama so bo no kosuru hwia aban fa so no de brekuafo obaka mi bisa na ye te wa ye ho kire ye na kokko akuafo de ebedi kura den no arandia be to topics ne land cruises no obaka me anda na de onka ho azam me say whatever randia bi wadoda
anda esa odo ansa obesi o
me say wadoda ye te wa ye ho kire ye no sabio efi a o siese mu cantonment no e che otumfo fie
aban fie o
ade aban
Safie na cantonment
sika ba na edi sese
nti o sese ama aban nya aban o so
na wana tifio
na ona to a
so kwa me wana tifio
otu a aban dia
me se wana tifio
sese a oba na sese ha
ofa kwa me
sese anya because me
ofa kwa me asama me bisa we men dane no wana tifio
ona to
mbacho
mean Safie o ma fio anya basa mbacho me
straight question
me ni ko ha me tie enya yes
wana tifio me bacho me bwa yo sika no odi sese ne ho sika
aban sika
de sika
aban sika
enya aban sika aban no koko
na wan ko sika
aban je rajo na mani mama
odo ko na ka chem se aban to koko aban na PVC
ye ne adi koko no ma aban
enti aban sika
fo no ye asabio mpanto twa sika kotokuro twtwa ye no ye nanam chechire mu no ye ne ye koko no ye ne de ma aban
okay
na nya aban na sabio ebeti koko ye rajo na mani mama panto twa nda
na ese bitwa no
hwe koko kwani ban ana sabio sika ntwa nda
na me say
enti de me pesa me ma wu ni say
executive position
executive bay
chief executive
bay anu nti na onti yawa koko kwafo FM na se no he who knows it feels it he who feels it knows it
okay
anu nti na wonim ahokyera ye namu no onim ahokyera ye namu a
salam
enka na mo bi o hankomu nti
amose aye na twas
me bacha de tie nyina ne se
aye na 28
ye ba
o ma mi yema announcement
bacha say
yema announcement
ne say
me ba me yema announcement aye na 30th May but the anyo you buy your Lebanon club Bantama
Obakabe me ba state of the nation address oba ye Ghana your constitution na I think article 67 say parliament etnasi bia omampanyimra no mebri for mine no about mine tibia baby mine do Yura John Dramani mama edi kan me bona baso say the constitution is no oba parliament ebe kasaye obakwa bi utie nsem na okan na e kamia ise minim se na e campaign platform and as a budget hearing na state of the nation ankasa no ya ante ho asem
de na pasoti
aso man de wo mu no
na na okan no
obakwa me mante state of the nation
one ni India
ono no ka de oba ye de waye ene de obeye obakwa me state of the nation Ghana ye wo sisi ye state of the nation and they say akuafo ho chiro mkoko akuafo kom de omo that is the true state of the nation
okay
wan kasa kom de omo
na on kasa
the true state of the nation is say koko kwani no no wakokere ni koko no e kom de ni sika nko that is the true state of the nation Abakwami the true state of the nation o hwa agric sector na ni say ye nuanu mo muti adwira edo mudo edo aburo no ye nto ahokyere ehie ekumo that is the true state of the nation Abakwami the true state of the nation is say sebi okọ ye nkurase a sebio yemfu de the agric sector is gradually collapsing because Galamsey is taking over. That is the true state of the nation. Ahokyerenti akuafo bebre ho adne omo nsase omo de Galamsey fo. Ofakwame that is the true state of the nation. Ofakwame uko the education sector the true state of the nation is say a teacher for na yaka kire omo say omo wi school training college na automatic posting no Ofakwame enim that is the true state and then mabunu bebre teacher for bebre omo wi school omo pe no need automatic posting neighbor Ofakwame no mutifie. That is the true state of the nation. Over the true state of the nation, he said, yen nuanom a omuko training college teacher training colleges no first no mu didi anopa wi anwumre ofakwa me na me no kase ye mo aduane di adopa asa wi ane anwumre wa agso kopo aduane ene bebre the gas stove ni eco training college and this are wunya aduane ni. That is the true state of the nation. Ofakwa me the true state of the nation so far as the education sector of this country is concerned, they say mabuna enkura no mu kwatwe BC abanda da bi penso no na BC registration na free na omuntwa enne the true state of the nation is say enkura mu kwatwe BC afi registration fee 3.5 4 million 6 million. That is the true state of the nation. Of in the education sector, the true state of the nation is say teacher license exams now. Sabi o mampanyi ka kire teacher fo omu want tete bia say oba obetwamu no na hu hia no me no ka say the true state of the nation is say o mampanyi ba nya say watwamu wanya ne hwe registration fee no so ayasa atum. That is the true state of the nation. The true state of the nation is say and nessa obawie JHS nessa wako secondary school BC SS placement just oko 30,000 na 20,000 so per first class school me pa cho zu onabo azuma na kai akrofo MP NDC MP me pa cho anana wante NDC MP akrofo on the kai o say ne oba kwa just oko 30,000 for SS placement o per first class school amaba. That is the true state of the nation. What's why they media maintain Ofakwame the true state of the nation is say Sabio ene sa oba wie JHS no okọ SSA first no Ofakwame sa oba kwa de hia ne troubles ne trunk ne provisions asa ababy penso otria ya mankra na house dress enkra no school uniform etria ya mankra ne tablet enkra no books past question nyina na akufo ado e de mankra ne ne sa oba kwa secondary school no Ofakwame ni 60-70 million oba don't timi nko because house dress school uniform obeto. That is the true state of the nation. Ofakwame ukwa the health sector the true state of the nation is say nurse for na omu antete bia omampanyi obon to aka so oba automatic posting omu wie nursing training na ne do mu kono. Ofakwame the true state of the nation is say and me no ka say nurse for no omu tifie amaso. Ofakwame the true state of the nation is say the quota system about we can say nurse form quantity bia nursing training schools the quota system no emwa na adenti na banded numbers ma nursing training colleges no the oba wa oba pass bia no ba mo akọ. Ofakwame the true state of the nation is say ukonna good nursing training college principal no oda no I mean health minister honorable Mita Kando ama ya suspend no edi entia wo say quota system quota no dem anu no wa fa abroso. That is the true state. Ofakwame the true state of our health sector ni say agenda 111 hospitals na nado danko akufuado se wo sie across the country 111 me no ka say me say last week me ko me fa kukom me de no du kukom ko go so ansa bengu Ofakwame me were hoye
we
about 67% completion satim Ofakwame oh me bacho salam o kasa ma me tro
on kasa
Ofakwame
say
ana
ye tested
so called true state of the nation
Ofakwame ana me se me kwa he no misu yanana emfu yafa afa ho nyina enti me manfo wa su na fo south ya bregu
abokagu ya tuobagu kwara ya bokagu
Ofakwame because me ni ati ni kro omo debra camp nyina ba bia no ote no omu nyina no mba no bokomena na ho omfro ya transfer wa na edu kokukom hospital no me nia debra camp fo mawu omu nya ba bi nko yare ni mu yedia Ofakwame that is the true state. Ofakwame san yama na no mampanyi beka ene de sa wacha nkukọ 720 amani pa 13,000 ne de minim sa nkukọ ma wure nyina ka ho a eno nye the true state of the nation. Ofakwame yankọ the economy
akaba to
no 2 million Ofakwame no problem. Ofakwame
because I feel that
the true state of the nation ne say Yeah, to abaya juma ye for akatrium ye to 9%. Yes, inflation. Single digit. Ya to 9%. But of Kwame, and na me no ka say the true state of the nation is say utility tariffs are PLC di buyer o mo ka say 15.1% no for Kwame utu onim. And what we use bia no prepaid meter bia no ya to more than 100%. That is the true state of the nation. The true state of the nation is say enne adwuma efo abaya adwuma efo teacher for ne nurse for timi adwuma of 11 months near to 1 month. That is the true state of the nation.
Yeah, that's it.
The true state of the nation is say enne eniema wa Ghana ha nyina yatutum Abakwame udayana ha in 2024
adan wa Ghana
Abakwame udayana ha in 2024 sa udai time so na sa ose ha bia ma fie wura na Abakwame ya more than 20%. That is the true state. And Abakwame he
asa
ohwe eniema ekoso nyina Abakwame galamse the true state of the nation. And galamse ase o man galamse godunti enra yebra sami jamfi na ase yase and galamse fo nyina bonsa
oy
wan kwase
me town wan galamse ni be na bonsa
galamse fo nsa mo bobo ye nyansa
Abakwame o go bi
me say that is the true state. And galamse atiate say me be ya me duru nyina ayi ademra sesi a say filling station na wo ho no je zo mbetu free one so no do police barrier. That is the true state.
Honorable Adisipo
say me can say be a chrebinua. Iran ne America for ntokwa no. Wakwame ye nto bom nto kaso.
Ndi
bom
ndi eso obi ameka ho. Obi ameka ho asem.
Bom no bi nuru patase ha.
Obi ameka ho asem.
Omuka WhatsApp.
No,
na ye me say yeah, train. Yeah, yeah, ding. Overcome me that's me cafe.
Yo. Sir Moro Yakubu.
Overcome.
Me watch.
Pejo's overcome.
It's saying.
Nyame adom ya hoye.
A minute,
wow, kasasa.
Emitie.
We have been kasebi.
Uzu za me nkasa.
Me menka wase. Oba state of nation.
We are doing state of nation.
Oga benye you.
PR report by I think we have to react.
The
guy because me say well you can say because we are Muslim tell me can say that's very very unfair. And let us can say me say ya hate
yes I didn't.
To mankasa me say almost my hate. But truly I didn't hate it. The only thing is America they say flame be.
Yeah.
I'm fishing and the red America said it's true. I'm a friend of patient golf reader.
Oh yeah. Oh,
the street was hit.
Yeah.
And the rebel about
no, ma'am. I want to get PR report there. Yeah,
can I say the academy should be you do anything that war and the Bible say a giant can be better.
Okay.
Over to you.
We didn't know. We shall now. Oh, come on, mention when I mention with you for.
50 seconds.
Na mention with you for mote epuno
38-43.
Our Kwame Mamenchia, you are regional chairman and a regional minister. Miami New Penny Zuba. The
true. Say, of course, was regional minister.
Now,
oh, Muntimin can was me. Oh, Kwame, the course was regional. No,
now, this is Manacasa.
Manacasa. Begalam saying, of course, will be Bribino. I am going away.
Away.
While we are, baby, our 10 crown number 2.
Or the
Kwame. Ayi achachani bi ayesie ne yonku chacha na otonu osu na ni su no chen obi ade eh be man ade o the same thing ade say ni ebu achachani gu mu na nsa na edi be she adaka no musa no su aye be omo no omo ban no 8 years was full of scandals.
Okay.
So he's trying everything possible to get a match for us. It is very difficult for him. And Opewa bro, being a fine boy, Ojaria better air condition, kama mupa, pure air condition, one of the best studios. Robert or Team Free. all because he's trying to get scandals for the current government. Enra yeko yura samejamfi na so 1 week. Na men hu se galamzi ni bia bebonsa. Omo e ba nyina ya dofo so ene ejamfo omo ba nte bedo mu nyina so for me hu honso enra na me shira for me. Na State of the Nations address. I mean, if he's talking about challenges, it is fair. I'm you. Sabi you. I'm a moo and you're back off for Juma. Tina, in the wisdom of the framers of the Constitution, I must say, a dom, Cassie, and a dom kuma. Na dom kuma adwuma moye na ya na ye me fe san ma ho of kwa me say they are keeping government on its toes. Say na be ya e benya balancing and then you trust him say na chi achia. And as government we always welcome, criticisms, but criticisms are unfounded to say ne do see ekaya na arehosem to say IMF conditionality see say every quarterly be adjustment to suit IMF, the conditionalities, no the mind and so on and so forth. Now, buying so bad, you inherit everything. You inherit a japadie, no inherit near any japadie. O can in a boom. And no na ma sebi ujina brane.
Yeah.
Na Emma with me a shady a was away in a bois going forward and so on and so forth. Say one more at the summer be fient me and Pamusama. Near Bana in I am Pamusamaya. Or no, the summer be fune in who is in chain. And also me the summer be feed but won't mean Pamusamai. A are hosem. Now, Kwame, a nurse is to we wait to fear, na mi busa senke buy and care for backlog of nurses. Omujaye within 8 years na. Kabe me nwanwa because omo ankasa no mo time no mo ntimi amfa. Okwami ti asem ni o. The express there is a challenge with regards to yen public, employment adieno. Yen nyina o say asoman ye discussing yen no pumesibre. And the best solution I will be prophesy the fact say you empower, the private sector. Send you bet me I fix a lot of the unemployment situation and so on and so forth. But say reducing it to just politics. Now a State of the Nations address. He just didn't look at the larger picture. And which is the economy. The economy.
I think.
Kwame, inflation. Which double digit. Now they are about to even less than 4.
What is the impact?
The impact is that say enema. You see, inflation. Let us understand inflation very well.
Let us say.
Enema and tesa. Enema be used to perform.
It is
a more amidie. Oh, Jaisa. Ramat advert mu biawa.
Ramat mu abafom.
Ramat de.
Ramat mu de patasi.
Overcome on say. Me tonsu o kase. Me tonsu o kase was
charity kokwe esundio.
Overcome me ton ensuo. O kase me shop me tie tonsu a. Se me call golden tulipa men tono ho.
Oh, it would know. So generally,
minim kwen means war Wood Village.
Correct all.
Ma, I cast him, Madame Mata.
Okay.
Correct, pa.
Exactly.
And no crowd here above form unprecedentedly.
Okay.
Oh, coming. And see, depending maybe abeto adie.
Yeah.
Na Ohame min kakra no honorable so use cow. When you talk of the beneficiaries of fuel aba for more or more use car personal car and akwamo mo pa. Uyuzubi, he is a living testimony.
Yeah.
But wakata na ni se ne sa hansi ye. Exchange rate. And of course, exchange rate. And a nam so my day o candidate awudi na chimia menu your friend say Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Because no be any so no N.P.P nia ubetimi appointed no as running mate for the then candidate Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. All because no ni party card Christ in America. The then general secretary in the kind of boa mesomeboa. The only reason why I didn't buy on board they say omra no meboama Ghana esikasem especially in Brane. No buy says I'm no ka. On one nenum asem was say when the fundamentals are weak the exchange rate will expose you. And on one nenum asem sanko can say as part of the 100-day achievement of the President Akufo-Addo Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia administration, Oma arrested dollar no at the keys now appear to, I mean the then IGP, say N.P.P. And so if we are witnessing an arrest of a dollar, I just say dollar no crown on Kayen to say a cost any no. And generally overcoming Omo party for call for and about one thing because papa na dwuma na demand went me anye. Na me kai aboa papu anu mu asem.
Na mo san to aba. Na ba ji.
No asa to aba do. To obri the same problem. Aboa papu say wona ma no de tears form. So adeya one name susu anwene say apart from Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia obi betimi ama city ehun aye den se ni ehun ni. Wana anwene ho da. Nti wenu mu nyina wenso o communicating o boss no ana o moyi na di ai aboa papu so da ho communication deputy communication national onu nanu asem na make ena be this city na abijana do hame. These are the larger picture community o sen ko di nani ko na bra ade
that's the first time right now.
Now, all decide say, Obekwa Kosheshe may be problems, a mini problem. But that is not the true state of the nation.
So now tell me the true state of the nation. You talk about inflation,
yes.
You talk about
exchange rate, fuel labor form. Oh, come now, you see, there is one thing that President Mahama is doing that is making the wonders. That is physical discipline. Abayana kasano, vis-a-vis the spending, all the 60 minutes as now a promise, still now a short of 2. Oh, I mean,
defense.
Defense. And I think I will get it before I leave the studio. Thank you. Science and environment.
Is that science and environment? Are we major?
David.
Okay. I know now. Your friend is a Muntala.
Okay.
No head here free mu at the point.
Compensation you're saying.
Now with the size of government we have right now, compared to the then administration every swami abe succeed woman. Vis-a-vis Juma Yaye. Or Kwame, suggest to me say President Mahama means business. All challenges being equal. Obiano betimi atena o memu ha aka se challenge be any order. Ka memu oni ho. There are challenges. We want to solve them. Adwuma yi aye kan o Kwame o mo ayese am o makotena fie nya N.P.P fo nkwa. I can confidently tell you, say, Kwame, NDC for a majority. Do you know why? Because Adjumano, Eba, at the end of the day, say, you submit your friend is a civis. See, they quite compare Juma. In most cases, Kwame, you share they all qualify. In most cases, when you're competent, I won't mean yet. It is a party there are so many party people even here bar power. Our musu say N.P.P before be yeah bro motifi or kwame so atibi. Anameboa. Minuanum bi ho a me mo mu din na kofo time they abro mo. They are still at post. If there are challenges, there are challenges. The challenge is that Ghana bind to me for Juma at a time, and it is a challenge that has been faced by every government.
So happy to 24 hour.
Yes, very recently, very recently, at the Parliament, I'm a president, so I sent it to it. Now it's an authority. It is going to go down. Oh, Kwame, I'm a camel baby, Obia Mechiano.
Oh, yeah, hasn't
No, need him come on after the 24-hour economy market and in the situation, baby, ye DBC was squad constituency. Now, she baby, a bay urban size central. Ye DC a bebuana etimia serve purpose.
24 hour secretariat.
24-hour market.
Okay.
A modern market. Yeah,
2 o'clock, you're coming in there.
But it has to be where.
That's what I'm
saying. A best centralized, I mean, N.P.P was squad constituency, I mean, a squad municipal. Etimia assess it. That one in its own, ebe create, jobs.
Yo, okay.
Not only jobs are. Yes, of course, we consider baby,
okay.
My post office one. One old post office now, no, say outdated and so on. I say in Shedanya Jumasa. It is the inside post office, but they are situated when you are going to Mayanka.
Okay.
And there is a challenge with that. You say at home will be. And I don't want to mention names because it won't be fair. I don't have to sit here and then be talking about the person. Ubiano sebi. So bekoso ewa brabum. Oh, come and I may take cars and I'm so okay. And your own family case. And was 3 and was okay. He will join with the assembly members and the stakeholders that omumata. Nay, I heard say case DNA and I say some other places among phones so I can't train so yeah, a be all things being equal at the end of ebeba. No, come here. And then the other press conference. All that I'm saying is honorable why MC and DC who him dear.
Yeah.
We name dear one. Faber war man, men yet, Obia or Eman boy for. Hey, Nancy American men you be or Eman boy for and say, and to quasi baby. Yan can't be shame. Papa Muni kum and Tokobi Abba, and that is a conversation going around in the N.P.P circles. Say ya attacking Iran, and for that one time, Chefu or boy den, fu or boy den, you're betting your Mecca,
and then they're happy.
They are more than happy, and that is worrying because you see, say Obiti Chromness was si Chromwa, Croboa, what's movie. No one rob more there and how move because one no warriors are able to amano.
Now was a politician. It seems like sometimes on some issues are all the same. The capas doing so very intensively around 2013 blah blah. Now Dubai no. It started to stabilize no. And then for end this thing we says that the empire like to be do. And
that is not fine. that is one thing. Look, and
Obi Bompire say light enum. Obi Bompire say petrol enkosro. Obi Bompire say dollar no enkoso minti. Sasai
na ai koko asemu ba ye minu ya yes we di communicators CK your friend is
Obia ni wa
na se ne wasi ahwe ne jacket akogina koko farm na all lecture na me say hey
na sami jam finam galamse nsuo ede nsuo be ya ina o kan waze okubai mo gira galanam galamse o kan waze
ebuawo
ede ebuawo koko fu abiafo mo tro no bi ko e ko bo
otukono
na mo no kan waze
mebuawo
ya change na ni se
na de ya buawo ntrese be kasa na we asem
Where someone me at your career.
Master, is that your own way of escape?
NDC,
don't do that.
NDC, come here, I say.
Jaisa.
Omunim dia koso wo manimo. Sana mi hunu. And you see, e be N.P.P. Me ya na me kasa amanyofo ye nsua de. Okamo ka DDP bae no.
Yeah.
DDP no. Okamo ye ka haircut nyina no. Yanko aban amfo bi sika wo. Emfaso obi investment okọ emfaso na da so no. E na aban eye ne se time obetua mu no ye ntwim kakra. Aban amfo bi sika. Aban amfo obi amfaso ani. Na nkofo bu ofu no kwa me yetena radio so N.P.P for munya na aban nya uni ti so di otie no otie na ne bufu. The same thing no mu ya ba kuku sector.
We
se kokoko kwani bi etie NDC communicator e kama yese onya boba kro de bobo TV na radio no mase no because onim the offer mase wakame na minu e ka ba nurses ye buy nke fa backlog of nurses Kenya ni so mbeto ye N.P.P ba 2017 from 2012 to 2016 nurses omu we school from 2012 to 20 over 54,000 ye na ye buy be fa wo mu.
But that is not the number that should be taken.
Adam so muja sa
entimen tra me ka de wo ka no o jase wakame ye na ye kwa kire o mu se 133 shift no ye na ye kwa kire aban ni so nya na 24-hour economy no ha wakame and mabu na wa Ghana ha omuji twi eto abama NDC wakame because of the 24-hour economy some kan
ya no nko
se wo wie suku wutifie na ya ba befa se bi omo ya adwuma local government assemblies ya befa obekọ ebibekọ anopa ebibekọ awia ebibekọ nwumre o kan abaya na omo ya youth manifesto obeka na yura mama na obone se papa ye na ka kire mzo mbeka na eji enyina enim se government payroll nipa was I think is around 835,000 ne ye nyina ya adwen yeso mo ba pe o mo be fa two shapes na kan na nam 2.4 million
but that is not the
that is the policy and na ye dey catch am say mo kan
won tia se ma
24-hour economy ye dey catch am this for mo kan o ba me
on tia se the 24-hour economy
and na me no ka say ye nianu man this for even NDC for o mo to abama ye John Dramani mama o mo gufie.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, mama, the state of the nation. That's why for 1 million.
All right.
Now 1 million back. I can million more to take one.
Over Kwame.
Meet you.
Almost 8 years. We
see over Kwame. Yeah, from Mabunu 1 million. Oh, I can million more to take. And go there.
Over Kwame. Yeah, almost 8 years. We be in the Jumaye Ayate. Matthias. Ah, now we train Matthias.
24-hour economy. Oh, say I am bill near the bill. Over Kwame.
Authority.
What kind of authority? What kind of 24-hour economy? There is nowhere. It is never stated in the law. No authority no can say. You better do 133. Now who can say 24-hour market?
24-hour economy was never, a priority of public sector at the end. It was incentive that is going to drive private sector.
Manifesto.
This is your manifesto.
24-hour economic policy formula. 133. The 24-hour economy is a deliberate policy intervention to stimulate economic growth by creating an enabling environment for businesses and public institutions. And public institutions. And public institutions. For public institutions.
For businesses and public institutions.
Public institutions.
Now, but
assembly.
Amnana wo 2 years no. Was see by public and I promise ye. in your own word, what can you say? Businesses and public institutions.
And public institutions.
What I'm saying is that I didn't public in Kwan.
Okay.
Public and private.
And my idea.
All right, Jaisa. So come in. Sabi you yeti hey. Yeti hey. Onua tunamutu aka kire say public sector workers. 800 and something, thousand. In 1 million crowd. Population is 30.8 million. What does it tell you? What it is telling you is that we have to drive something that is going to drive, the private sector in order to move, employment to a higher height. Private sector.